2020 wasn't easy. That's something you probably listened a lot last year. But with every problem comes a lesson to learn. And in my life, that wasn't the exception. In this video, I'm going to talk about all the things that 2020 left me. Things that I will never forget. Hello everyone! Last video I talked about how last year finally told me how life was supposed to be. And trying to remember my lessons, I came out with a top 10. Let me show you what it is. 1. Everything is useless without an objective. Let's go back to the beginning of the year. You could say that my life was perfect, but it was so good that it sucked. Every day was the same. Yeah, I did things, but at the end, what was the purpose on all of that? My life didn't have any meaning, and I had any hope in what my life could transform. I know. It's not that easy to find your purpose in this life, but it doesn't have to be this complicated. A project, an objective, a challenge. Just find something you want to achieve and see where it goes. The importance of this is to achieve the sense of improvement and achievement, because that is the only form you can become truly happy. Go and create your ideal life. What are you waiting for? 2. Creating an habit takes time. Yeah, who could guess it? When I first started in this world of self-improvement, my plan just consisted in watch a lot of videos, take the things they made to be better, and then try to implement them all at once. This would make sense if human worked as a computer. You put the program there and done. You can use it at any time without any effort. But we are not machines. The human brain is designed in a way that makes it hate change. So, in order to make something different in your life, you have to make it gradually, one by one. Or there will be a point when you just say, I'm done. I never want to try that again because it was an awful sensation. In my personal case, I tried to change my life from one day to the other, and everything I achieved was to stamp myself to a wall every single time. Because if willpower was big enough to being able to change all your habits into good ones in really short periods of time, then everyone will be able to do it. But in case you didn't notice, it isn't the case. It just causes burnout and a very bad relationship with yourself, so please, go one step at a time. 3. Creating habits is useless if you don't make an effort to maintain it. So many effort thrown to waste. Meditation, reading, walking a certain amount of steps every day, eating healthy, dancing. So many habits created, yet none of them survive to this day. I remember to read some time ago that you need to do a certain activity for 21 days for it to become an habit. I guess I take things too literal because that's what I made. Used all my willpower for an entire month to make a certain thing part of my routine, achieving it perfectly, but at the next month I will be like, new thing. But what happens with the other? It's an habit now. I don't have to do it. I know it sounds stupid, but I thought that in order to create a new habit, I needed to stop doing the other one. And then magically, I will have the two habits without making any effort. Now I know that it's not only the effort of making an habit, it's also the little effort before to maintain it. 4. You don't need to get better at everything you do. Continuing with the mindset of number 2, my idea was to have all my life in a constant state of improvement. And regarding the fact that change is inevitable, it's important to use center in changing one thing at a time. Well, maybe more than one thing can work too, but don't try to make your entire life just improvement, please. I know it sounds good in your head, but our energy is not infinite, and the change will cause stress. Imagine thinking every second of your life if the thing you're doing is the best option. And the worst part is that it will never be. You can always be one step closer to perfection. So your life will just transform into a marathon with no end, killing you slowly while you agonize in pain. Just know that it's okay to make things the same form that you did before. It's part of our nature. 5. You don't need to give a 100% in everything. Just like before, it's absolutely fine. I know that you want to be a better person, to have a better life, but we have a limited amount of energy. That's why our brains want to create routines and resist so much to change. If you are always giving your 100%, then when do you plan to rest? When do you plan to enjoy? Because if you keep saying in the future, then that moment will never come real. Doing this made me see everything as bad. Everything I did, also everything that happened around me, but I couldn't control. And when you start to just accept that things can't always be there 100% of the time, you also start to appreciate things for what they are, seeing their good side and being at least a little more happy. 6. It is normal to have bad days. Some days were great, but then I felt ashamed. Why do I feel this way? Why can't I have the discipline to get this done? Why, even having everything, can't I be happy? And the reason is very simple. We are humans. Sometimes we just feel bad, and existing is painful for no reason. We aren't made to be happy. We are made to survive. There will be times when you don't feel like it, but it is not your fault. Just take it easy. Take a rest if you can and do the things you enjoy. I know I said there is no reason, but maybe there is. Maybe you pushed yourself too hard and the only form for your body to ask for help is pain and sadness. Just know that is not forever. Once you have a good rest, your life can continue even better than before. And this also gives me to 7. Even the most productive of the days needs a rest. Yeah, knowing that rest can be useful is not enough. It is also important to know that you can't expect to have a massive to-do list and complete the tasks like nothing. Maybe for some of you this might sound obvious, but I know it isn't because I was there, doing my massive to-do list and expecting just to work all day. And then I asked myself why I felt so tired. Okay, and maybe now you can say me. I can work all day and nothing bad happens. This can be true, but it's not that nothing happens. It's that nothing happens yet. Maybe you're fine for 1 day, 2 days, even weeks or months. But everyone has a limit. You will reach to a certain point when you can do nothing no matter how much you want it, and it will be painful. What I recommend here is know your limits and plan free time even when you don't think it's necessary. You will never know when the best of your days can become the worst one. 8. Rests are made to rest, and distractions to distract. Following my resting adventures, I think I really didn't understand how rest works. Let me explain. Every time I stopped working, I tried to make everything into something useful. Wanted to watch a video? Perfect. Watch one that can help you improve with something. Wanna draw? Try to get better at it, and maybe someday it can give you money. This makes no sense. You have a moment to work, you have a moment to improve, so stop taking away the little time you have to be happy. Remember that we are humans? Well, humans also want to just be happy sometimes too. It's part of our basic needs, just like sleeping or breathing. If you want to watch a crazy dog girl asking for your fingers or a bunch of blockmen fighting for no reason, then just do it. It doesn't have to be clever or complex. The only purpose of a distraction is to be fun. If you want something complicated even in your free time, then maybe you're not making an effort the time you're supposed to do it, right? Now here is a plus. You don't have to make everything in a specific order. Girl, please. If you want a list for the series you wanna watch, then fine. But don't let that stop you from seeing the series you are more excited about. Same with videos. Order is great, but sometimes your brain just don't gives a fuck. Alright, enough of productivity, let's get more sentimental. 9. Even the most introvert person needs company. I think after last year, this is one that anyone can agree on. I consider myself an introverted person, and socializing is something I can't do pretty well. When lockdown started, I was very happy. I wasn't obligated to interact with people anymore. I lasted some months with that mindset, but it got to a point when I felt really lonely. I haven't had a real conversation in so long. In my family, it's not really common to talk either. So I realized that no matter how much you like to be alone, you are a human. And good company is one of your necessities. And a stranger talking in the screen is not enough. It can be really helpful, but not enough. You need to have a connection with people, someone who you can express your feelings. I'm lucky enough to have someone like that, but I know how complicated it is to open yourself to people. I'm still there. Finally, we have 10. Appreciate the things you have, because you never know when it ends. I have the fortune that everyone close to me is okay, but there are other things that will never come back. I am in my last years of school, and I will never be able to experience school like before. I can't sit in the grass with friends while eating lunch in the breaks, be together for class, have small talk in the free time, or just watch what crazy ideas they come with. Maybe I see them again, but the connection will not be the same, at least not in a long time. Nothing is forever. We have to appreciate the things we currently have, the people that is currently in our side, because it will not last forever. Maybe this is one of the obvious and most expected lessons of this video, but it's the one we forget the most. I always made fun of school, hated it. I was happy to get home after every day of classes. But now I just want another normal day to be with my friends. Just one more normal day. That's all I'm asking for. Well, those are the lessons of my 2020. I'm sorry it turned out so sad at the end, but I wanted to take those things out of my chest. The important thing now is the future and what we can do to make it better. The drawing is showing now. I didn't talk about it, but I'm really proud of it. There are some things I tried a lot of times until it finally looked like I wanted. I hope you guys liked the video and I see you in the next one. Bye bye and I love you!